Imagine that you travel on your personal jet to a beautiful island, perhaps you and your partners. You walk on a beautiful beach, well, that you own, on beautiful white sands.
Without sea urchins.
Without sea urchins. As fine, as granular as wheat flour. You see the seawater so blue, so clear that you can see the sea urchins and see the beautiful fishes. And you rest on a cabana and you drink with a glass of martini beside you. And you start to think, life is so good. Well, stop dreaming! Money doesn't grow on a tree. Where do you get the money to sustain such life? Now get back to work. Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. I'm sure many of you have an ideal life or some kind of dreams, no matter what it is. Or maybe what I've just described or something you have thought of. But however, in today's very goal-oriented society, especially in Hong Kong or Asia, everything is results-oriented. You're being measured by something called KPIs and being measured by a lot of things. We're somewhat forced to do something intangibles, such as going to work, earning money and making the ends meet. And our dreams or ideal life will slowly get faded. Well, I'm sure that many of you do not want that to happen and pursue your dream of you want. But how? Stephen Covey, the author of a very popular book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, have come up with the methodologies or a set of habits to help people to achieve the goals or being effective by aligning one's goal with one's visions. And that's what he calls the true north of yourself. Dr. Covey has come up with 7 habits, but here I think the first 3 habits will be pivotal to our life and how to be effective and to be effective in your life. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you what are the 3 habits. So the first habit is to be proactive. Now imagine, again, that you are a 3-month-old baby. You sleep in the middle of the night, you feel hungry. You have no ability, or not yet have the abilities to get the milk or to walk and get food. What would you do?
Cry.
Cry. And what's happened next? Within a minute or two. Mama comes around and feeds you. Satisfy your need immediately. Done. Now, life may not happen like that when you're grown up. Mom may not be here to help solve your problem. So this intrinsic or this basic instincts will start to build up as a baby. You will start to blame or will start to complain or even giving excuses, no matter what it is. The weather is so bad, I mean, we can't go to barbecue today because it's raining. I don't make enough money because I did not know enough people. I'm poor because my parents are poor, and so on and so forth. Now, in order to be effective, according to Dr. Covey, is to take 100% responsibility of your own life and every decision that you make. It was you that called for a barbecue. It was you that has decided to take an MBA, and so on. So, complaining and blaming will not get you anywhere. So it is very important in order to be proactive is that you will recognize that this is the decisions that you made and you move on and based on the current situations and find the best way forward instead of complaining. So how to do that? Stop complaining. One way of doing that is to interrupt your thinking patterns. So whenever you start to feel that you're about to complain, try to do something. Can be stomping on the floor, or clapping your hands, or screaming. Do something, and then your brain will move out, and you do something else. So that's habit number 1. Habit number 2 is to begin with an end. Begin with an end. Many of us, especially maybe engineers, will think of how to do things. Get a menu, follow the steps, and get through. Well, it's just like a car traveling without a GPS. What will happen? You will go nowhere. So it is important that we think of our own life's purpose. Now, here's a small tips on how to do that. Imagine that you are in your 80th-year-old birthday. You have your friends that you've known for over 60, 70 years. You have your kids, your grandsons, granddaughters, and so on, all celebrating your 80th birthday. And then you start to think how you feel. What are they going to tell you? How are they going to celebrate your life and help you and praise you what you have done to them? So, and then you start to do some vivid imagery and think and start to define the purpose of your life. And then habit number 3 is to get the first things first. So in order to prioritize things, Dr. Covey has come up with a matrix. So a matrix with 4 quadrants. Okay, I might need an extra minute, sorry. So 4 quadrants, the number 1 is, well, there are 2 axes. One is the urgency, and one is importance. This is high urgency, high importance, and this is low urgency, high importance, and so on. So according to Dr. Covey, it is important that you focus on doing the not so urgent but very important things in your life. But of course, in our reality, we always have this first quadrants, very high urgency and very important, such as going to work in order to make the money to sustain your life. But in order to push the task from quadrant 1 to quadrant 2 in here, it is important that we have to prioritize things. So how to prioritize things is to get back to habit number 2, is to aligning your goal or aligning your purpose of your life with the things that you do. You need to start saying no to things. So this is a very powerful tool to prioritize your task against the purpose of your life. So this is habit number 3. Well, 1,000 miles journey starts with a small step. Now, in order to trigger for changes, you will have to take the responsibilities to get change and to be effective in your own life and to pursue the dreams that you want. Now, by sharing that 3 habits with you, I'm sure that in a year or even 3 months from now, following these 3 habits, you will see dramatic changes in your life and to be effective. Back to you.
1 minute again to evaluate